Hey there folks, welcome back to another part of my thing where I am making a robot Tetris announcer. Last time was a bit stressful as we tried to stop our robot from talking over himself, but in doing so we introduced huge issues. We couldn't figure it out, but we did eventually figure it out, and the robot announcer is working better than ever. I want to address one fairly major outstanding issue today, and that is the matter of cleaning up data. So if you'll recall, when we were playing and we were analyzing the game, whenever you get a Tetris, well, I should open it up. Whenever you get a Tetris, you actually store that Tetris in the Tetris analyzer. And that Tetris analyzer keeps track of all the Tetrises. And then when the game is over, then you want to start again, but the Tetrises are already in the Tetris analyzer. So I'll show you what I mean. If I, let's do this here. If I do this, that should be good. We'll do this. We'll start this up. There's our analyzer. I think I can make this bigger. Font. I can make it 20. There we go. Should be able to see that. So if we start on, say, level 15.
New game starting at level 15.
So we start at level 15. We're going to get one Tetris and then top out.
Wow, what a Tetris, 100%.
So we're at 100% Tetris rate.
Game is done at -1.
Now we'll start another game. Game is done at -1.
New game starting at level 15.
Eventually we're going to have to figure that out. Now, if I go and get another Tetris here, which I would really like to do, I guess we're going for a, it's not going to happen. So I haven't gotten a Tetris yet.
What a timely Tetris that is, 88%.
I had 9 lines at that point and 1 Tetris. So that's the issue. It wasn't a very good demonstration of the issue, but at that time I got that first Tetris in that game. I had only 9 lines. And 1 Tetris, that should have given me a 44% Tetris rate. But instead it gave me 88% because it has 2 Tetrises, as you can see. It detected 2 Tetrises. So, that's the issue, because our Tetris analyzer is not, it's not clearing its data after every time you start a new game. So, let's do that. Let's fix it. Okay. Second here. Weird. Okay, anyway, let's do this. So to do this, we're going to have to do some dependency injection coolness, because everything is inside the isPlaying analyzer. This is where the decision about whether you're playing or not comes into play. And if you're not, we want to clear out the data. But the problem is, how do we access the Tetris analyzer from the isPlaying analyzer? And now we could do something like this. We could bring, because we're using AutoFac to do inversion of control, we could do something like this. Tetris analyzer. Bring it in, and then, you know, if we're not playing, you know, do Tetris analyzer dot. I guess we would go like this. Analyzer, and then we would go like this. This is something we could do. Now we have access to the Tetris analyzer. But we don't have access to the private variable that is the Tetris, the number of Tetrises here. So, I mean, we could make a method on here, or like make this public. All those are horrible ideas. The thing is, how do we clear out this from here? And this, I am telling you, is not the way to do that. Because not only is that spaghetti code, like the Tetris analyzer is inside the isPlaying analyzer, the isPlaying analyzer is then going to access the Tetris analyzer's data. What if we had another analyzer we needed to clear stuff out? We're going to bring that into the isPlaying analyzer as well? I don't think that's a good idea. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to use a certain feature of AutoFac, which will allow us to resolve multiple interfaces as an IEnumerable. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm 90% sure this will work, because there's a little bit of unknown due to the actual instance of the class itself. Is it the same Tetris analyzer or isn't it? We're going to have to do something with the registration. Anyway, let's do this. So I'm going to go to the Tetris analyzer, and I'm going to make it implement an interface that says I require let's just say I clean up after every game. We could call that whatever we want. So this is an interface. We're going to generate it. Here it is. Is it an internal interface? Sure, we can make it an internal interface. And this is going to have a single method called void clean. And the Tetris analyzer is going to implement it. So here we go. This is a clean method. All we want to do is Tetris count equals 0. That is the entirety of the cleaning that we need to do for the Tetris analyzer. Well, that's fine. Now, we need to register the Tetris analyzer as single instance. We also now, how do you do this? As I clean up after every game. I think that's all you do. Okay, we're going to have to fix this. So every time we ask for a Tetris analyzer, we're going to get the single Tetris analyzer that we've registered, but we're also registering it as an I cleanup after every game. Okay. Okay, so now that we've done that, we could make the score an I cleanup after every game as well. We can make multiple ones I cleanup after every game. So when we resolve one of these things, we want to resolve all of them. Everything that cleans up after every game, we want to get. And so that is, I believe, we do this. I clean up after every game. Analyzers to clean. Requiring cleaning. There. Very verbose naming. And then we're going to say this. Clean up after every game. Analyzers requiring cleaning. Okay. And now this is going to give us access to that clean method, but because it's the interface, we don't have access to anything else. What's wrong with this? Oh, right. This can't be internal because it's used in a public interface. Okay, well, that's okay. Okay, so now we're done here. And now if game is done, then we're going to add that text to the queue, and we're going to say for each, oops, that's spelled wrong, cleaning. Maybe I should increase the font like I'm supposed to of everything else. There we go. Okay, so for each var, well, why don't we just say cleanup analyzers, and that'll be a little method that we can run, and we can say for each var analyzer in analyzers requiring cleaning, run your clean method, and you're done. It can be read only, sure. Okay, so that's how we do it. So this is a special, I mean, this is not a special class, an IEnumerable, that's fine, but the way AutoFac registers it is when we register the Tetris analyzer as one of these things. When we ask for one of these things, we will get everything that's been registered as one of these things as an IEnumerable, a list or whatever, and then we can actually go through that, through each one and do things with. But this way, we've not given the is playing analyzer access to anything specific to the Tetris analyzer. We can make other analyzers that require cleaning in the future, and nobody has to give up their precious data. It's still up to the individual analyzer to clean up its own data. Now, I could have made this an iDisposable and dispose of the analyzer after every game. That actually would be more difficult and more confusing because I don't want to. So I'm not sure why I said that. Let's see if this works. I'm not entirely sure that it'll work right off the bat, but let's give it a shot. So we'll do this. And we will... So let's get a few Tetrises here. Oh, I need my headphones. I can't hear. Come on.
New game starting at level 15.
Okay, so we're starting this game. We're going to get a Tetris. And then we're going to top out. I mean, the goal is to get one Tetris. Oh man, this isn't working.
Boom Tetris for Joey.
Okay, so we've got ourselves a Tetris. One Tetris. Now we top out.
Game is done at 21,474.
Now let's do another game.
New game starting at level 15.
And I'm hoping we can get a Tetris right off the bat without burning any lines. This should be 100%, not like 200%.
What a timely Tetris that is, 100%.
Oh, that's perfect. So that was like super easy.
That's really amazing, 100%.
So now we don't have to restart the analyzer when we top out. We can just say, okay, I top out.
Game is done at 39,040.
I could start a new game.
New game starting at level 18.
And my analyzer should not know of the other Tetrises from the previous game. If I actually get a Tetris, oh my word. Well, that was pathetic. Anyway, I'm sure it works. We saw it work. Now the question is, can we clean up more than one thing? Because that's... I don't think we need to, but...
Game is done at 2,280.
Yeah.
Score is now 493,377.
No, it's not. It does that because it's actually grabbing the playing screen from my OBS instance. It's looking at that part of the screen that OBS shows my Nintendo screen. And so when I switch back to the desktop view, it thinks it's still looking at a Tetris board, and then it just deciphers it as garbage. Anyway, this works. Now, what other thing can we clean up after every game just to test this out? We had the score. Oh, well, if I want to... Here, let's say I wanted the score analyzer to be cleaned up. I don't. I'm going to take this out. But let's just run... I could make him talk. I could say cleaning the score analyzer. We know the Tetris. analyzer works. Start a 19 game.
New game starting at level 19.
Okay, I'm going to top out.
Game is done at 7,600.
You know what I didn't do? I didn't register it. I didn't register the score analyzer as I clean up after every game. There we go. And here, let's do this. Let's make the Tetris analyzer do its thing. Oh, I forgot to go back to desktop. All I did was register it. It was fine. And then I made the Tetris analyzer talk.
New game starting at level 19.
When it cleans up its data. Oops, oops, oops. And we top out.
Game is done at 3,600. Cleaning the Tetris analyzer. Cleaning the score analyzer.
There it is. Okay, so we did it. It's totally fine. So now I'm going to change a few things back to what I want. I don't want to say I'm cleaning the Tetris analyzer. The score analyzer is not going to need that. And I don't need this. Okay, and the registration module, I don't need that. Okay, so this works. I'm gonna commit this. What did we do? We clean up after games. Okay, so that's done. Sorry guys, I totally didn't switch over. All I did was do my git commits. Okay, that's done. Now, so we can do this. Now, the next thing I want to do, I didn't really expect that to go so perfect. What are we at here? We're at 23 minutes in. We could start doing some I want this to be useful. I'm going to make a few changes, just a few tweaks. When it's giving you the score update, I want to give you only a rough score. And that is state.current.score.value, and we're going to divide it by 1,000. And that's an integer. So what this is going to do is, instead of score is now 145,386, it's just going to say score is now 145,000. No, you know what? That would make it seem more human, but that's going to introduce some other issues. Never mind. Forget I said that. Blank it out of your mind. Okay. There we go. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to be using this as kind of, not kind of, but when I qualify for online events, I want to be able to, so the way that online qualifying works is usually you're given an hour and you want to play your game. You play for an hour and you try and get the highest score possible. And the way, the most common way these days is that you take your top 2 scores and then average them. And that becomes your qualifying score. And then you go on with your day. So I would like some kind of overarching game session analyzer that will keep track of the scores. Yeah, so let's do that. I'm not quite sure how that's going to look yet. One of these days I'm going to get rid of this statistics analyzer. Let's add a new analyzer. Now this is wait a second, I have to think here. Think. We had our session model. This is kind of not really useful anymore. State model is very highly used. Because if I'm going to be keeping track of the scores, then I don't know if I should be doing it with an analyzer. You know, there's this, analyzers run at the beginning and end of every screenshot. Once I'm done playing, I mean, this is where it's going to be triggered in this else clause here. Game is done. You're going to clean up the analyzers. And you want to get your score and add it to something. So I think this is going to have to be done in the in this is playing analyzer. It's going to have to at least start something. Okay, so we have a session model where, yeah, we don't use it anywhere. This was kind of my thought that maybe we were going to use this. Actually, this is not bad. Final game screens. Okay. We are going to have a public method on this. Okay, here we go. This is what we're doing. We're implementing an interface called iSession. That's it. Done. iSession. iSession is an interface with add final screen. Like this. Come on. Now, is this a Tetris data model? Yeah. Okay. We're going to implement that, add final screen. This is going to be nothing more than adding that to the final screen. This can now become a private list. Internal, just a get. I think this is just a get. Yeah. All right. Get max score, get average of top. That's fine. So these will be added to my session model. Now my session model is an iSession, so I have to register it. So we're going to builder.register my session model, and and it's going to be as implemented interfaces. A single instance for sure. Okay, this is what I'm doing. This is becoming a little bit awkward, because when something is called a model, it's usually a data model, or it's something that I mean, yes, this in one sense this could be a model. But this is an overarching single instance model, and this state model is, you know, very transient, and it's awkward to have them both in the same philosophical idea. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make a new folder called sessions. And we're going to move these things into sessions. Change the namespaces on these. And this we're going to just rename as session. Yeah. It's inherently, yeah, that it's different than a normal data model. So I think this is good. I think this is the right move. Okay, so now the registration module is probably complaining. Oh no. Shoot. Did I? Yeah. I took the wrong action. Oh, right, because it's not a session model anymore. There we go. It's a session. A single instance session. Okay, so now the isPlayingAnalyzer does get a session, an iSession. Okay. And I did register it as implemented interfaces. Okay, so we do ask for it by its interface. I swear I can type. Come on. Okay, So now we have access to the session, and the session only has an add final screen. So when we are not playing and we are going to add final screen the state.previous, because the current screen we've detected we're no longer playing. So it doesn't have the data for the game. It's on the rocket ship screen or the high score screen or the level select screen. So we need to look at the previous, the same way we looked at the previous score to say the score. So that's fine. So now this session is going to always have this, keep our final screen around. And now we want to be able to somehow dump this data when we end the game. I wonder if and now the question is, how do we dump the data on program end? And that's what I don't know. I've never done this before. So what I want to do is when I hit the red button to stop the whole program, before I exit, I want to take what's in the session model and dump it to a file. But I don't know how to intercept that closing event. So let's you and me figure it out. We're gonna go C#, .NET Core 3.1, run method on console app end. That's not what I want. Okay, how to... when program terminated. Application exit. Process kill. How to terminate. Executing. Detecting. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. Is there any way to detect whether a user or the system closes a console application? This is old. This is like 6 years old. Is this not... Is this not actually... Application exit seems to be a thing, but only in Windows forms. Run code on shutdown. On like application exit there. How to run code before program exit. 11 years ago. I really... Try the process exit event. On process, I mean, we could try this. I don't... Okay, the event handler before the process ends. So yes, this applies to everything we could ever hope to have. Okay, well, let's try it out. Here's our main program. Let's have this thing, this method that captures things. So yeah, okay, so we'll run it and we'll say I'm out of here. Let's put a breakpoint here and run Tetris Tools. Okay, and then we'll stop it. It doesn't actually write to the console. I guess because we're like totally killing it. Oh, we're also running the release version. So let's debug this for real. Yeah, okay, one thing we can try doing is going into Tetris Tools. Let's make this bigger. Go to the bin directory. We can go to release, sure. There's stuff in here. Okay, so it's made an exe for us. Tetris Tools.exe. We could run it. We can Control-C it. Which stops the process. Completely stops the process. Let's go file dot write all text. This is our test file. Does this work? Okay, we're gonna do that. We're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Now we're going to go see if this works. Source here. This. Oh, well, we can see it in our window here, except we're in the release. CD debug. Yeah, I don't have a test.txt. That doesn't run. That don't run. Okay. Oh boy. Assembly load, domain unload. What is this? App domain. I'm not sure why it's not working. It's from 2008. Come on, people. This looks like it's... no thanks. Properly exit. Okay. Well, I think, yeah, okay. So we're not actually going to be... application exit. The problem is we have no way of actually exiting our program other than killing the process. We haven't built that in. It's just a console line thing that doesn't do a whole lot. Oh, so maybe I can try and intercept console app, intercept control C. How do I trap that? Come on. Oh my word. Whoops. I closed the tab. Look, this guy has got console.cancel key press. You add the delegate, which calls that. Okay, well let's try this way. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have an I session. I session. This is going to call session dot dump data, and we're going to put it session.txt. Yes, I know I don't have that use of unassigned local variable. Well, I could do this. There. This is a static. Everything's static. Okay. Okay. We are going to here. Resolve the analyzer. And we're also going to resolve the I session. And this will let us populate it. I wonder if that's not the best thing to do. What if I brought that into here? We'll do this. Okay. Okay, that's okay. Now it's going to complain that we don't have a dump data. Well, that's because we never made it yet. File name. Okay, we'll go to the I session. It's going to say, you know what? I don't have that method. Well, we're going to make it. Dump data, whatever. So then we're going to, and this way we're just going to say, var lines equals final game screens dot select x. We're gonna have the level you got to and the score you got to. And then we're going to go file dot write all lines, file name, lines. Done. Okay, so this should work. So we're gonna boot this up here. We're going to run this. Actually, I want to go to session. I want to put a breakpoint here. Let's Control C and see what happens. Huh! Oh, sorry. Yeah, I Control C'd and it hit dump data. Okay, so we'll stop it. Now we'll go back to Tetris. Then we'll run it. Okay, we will play a few games, and then the data dumped should have our scores. So let's start at 18.
New game starting at level 18.
And this will be test.
Boom Tetris for Joey, 66%. That's really amazing, 80%. Wow, what a Tetris, 85%.
Whoops. Whoop. Okay, so we conked out.
Game is done at 73,396.
Okay. Now let's play a 19 game.
New game starting at level 19. Wow, what a Tetris, 100%.
Okay.
Game is done at 34,800.
And let's try another 19.
New game starting at level 19.
Because they go fast. Oops. That's gonna be dead. Okay.
Game is done at 1,612.
Very good. Now I'm going to press Control C. I'm going to go Control C. Oh, interesting. So what it did was it did hit my breakpoint, and presumably it dumped the data, but it didn't exit because I didn't actually tell it that we want to exit. I should probably have an application.exit in here. But anyway, let's see if we have a session text, and we do, and let's take a look at it. Hey, that's something. So we actually can keep track of what we've done. Okay. What are we at here? 58 minutes. I think what I'd like to do very quickly is create a new analyzer. I think. No, we should probably do that next time. Anyway, good. So this time we got the Tetrises to clear after every game, and we've actually saved all of our games to the session. And when we hit Control C, it does its thing. I think I should do this like application dot. Oh, environment.exit, was it? Environment.exit with an exit code of 0. I can play it. It's going to do its thing. I'm going to hit Control C. It does this. It goes like this. And then it exits the program. And that's it. The other thing I should probably do is do a GUID so that we don't overwrite our session every time. But that's for later. I gotta go. And you got more important things to do than just to sit here and watch me hack around. So yeah, I wasn't quite prepared for what to do next because I thought that cleaning the Tetris analyzer was gonna be a little more difficult, but it wasn't. So thanks for joining me. Have a good day, and we will see you next time.